If I was being honest, I'd have to admit that my photography hasn't been brilliant recently. So this morning I've come to the west side of Derwent Water in an effort to kind of jump-start my photography again. So far it's been one of those kind of nothing mornings. It kind of looked promising to start with, and then as we come up to sunrise it kind of didn't really happen, and now there's lots of cloud about. But anyway, it's good to be out. This is probably the biggest photography weekend of my year, because I've got my mate Tom up. Tom comes up once a year. You may remember Tom from a previous video that I did last year. And he's up for the weekend, and so we've got a full weekend of photography ahead of us. Today's Friday, and we're going to shoot through till Monday. And Mrs. Sale is not about because she's got tickets to see Strictly tomorrow night. So it's kind of a bit of a boys' weekend. I've been trying to shoot these trees here, but the sun is rising behind them and it's creating a very, very high dynamic range. Grads are no good, so I'm having to bracket, and I was going kind of 3 or 4 stops either side, and it just doesn't seem to be working. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to move around into this area of trees and shoot away from the rising sun. I just stuck the telephoto lens on and I'm trying to get a shot of the island with the layers of the mountains behind it. And just as I was doing that, we got a little bit of light on the island itself. And so that might be a nice shot. I can't really make my mind up just by looking at the back of the screen. It's one of those ones I'm going to have a proper look at it when I get home and get it into Lightroom. I'll be honest, it's been a bit of a struggle for me this morning, but I always find the best thing to do in those situations is to look over your mate's shoulder and do what he's doing. That's a better reaction, that's the sort of reaction I was after. With a little bit of help from Tom, I think I've probably saved this morning's shoot. I think that's possibly the best shot I'm going to have this morning. And the light's still pretty good, so we're going to have another look around and see if we can find anything else. And then I think we're going to go for a bit of breakfast. So, how do you think you got on this morning then?
Well, not too bad. It was a mixture of diffused and indifferent light. But
we've had worse.
We have had worse, but with patches of nice opportunity, I thought it went okay. The weather was fine.
Yeah.
The light was fine.
I think you saved me at the end. That last shot.
I think the big stopper came into its own a bit, but it was, yeah, not bad. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. What do you want to do then? Move on, go on down to Borrowdale?
Yes, why not?
A bit of autumn colour.
This is it.
This is Castle Crag in Borrowdale, and this is the view north towards Honister. I'm trying to get a shot here. The sky's quite bright. I don't want to use any graduated filters here because it creates a kind of muddy sky, and so I've got the long lens on and I'm focused right in on the valley. I'm not including any of the sky in this shot at all. And what we're trying to do here is to catch the shafts of light as they come down and hit that valley floor. we just stood here now waiting for a bit of light, but it doesn't seem to be coming. So I thought while we were here, a little bit of poetry by a local poet, a chap called Samuel Taylor Coleridge, and he wrote a poem called Kubla Khan, and the opening verse goes like this. It goes, in Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Elf the sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man down to a sunless sea. Brilliant. This is the actual summit of Castle Crag, and we're now looking north towards Derwent Water and onto the town of Keswick. Again, not much light to play with, so I think I might get the long lens out and try and do a few abstracts of some of the trees on the hills beneath us. It's not happening, so we're going to head down and come up with a plan for what we're going to do for sunset. But at the minute, it doesn't look like we're going to get much of one, I don't think. So the weather's taken a decided turn for the grey, and we've made the decision to finish the day here at Ashness Jetty on Derwent Water. Now, this place is absolutely iconic, but strangely, I've never ever photographed here. I'm not going to do anything complicated on my first visit. I'm just going to set up the standard shot looking down the jetty, and we're going to do a nice long exposure. And then it's time for home, a bit of tea and maybe a glass of wine. So that's me and Tom done for today. That was a dawn until nearly dusk shoot. We're going to head home before the sun sets. I think it's been a great day for me. It's really got me back into my photography. I've got a couple of shots that I'm really happy with, maybe even 3. So I do think it's kind of kick-started my photography again. Don't worry, Tom fans. We will both be back next week. We thought we'd give Tom a little bit of time to get back into photography and into vlogging, but he will feature next week, so remember to tune in for that.